Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and very good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, thanks to Puan Nur Fariza from UCSI Library for the arrangement on today's sessions. Thank you to every one of you for your time joining the sessions. And of course, I'm glad to conduct these sessions today to assist you, to share with you what turning in is all about. Okay, so my name is Mazlan, representing Apex Knowledge near Berhad. Okay, the exclusive reseller for turning in Malaysia. For those of you who joined my session last year, okay, because last year I did conducted 4 sessions. Okay, so for those of you who joined last year, so today's session is more to refresh your knowledge, to master the skills, and to make sure your knowledge on turning in is up to date. Okay. And these sessions will be recorded, and I will share the recorded sessions to Puan Nur Fariza to forward to all of you. Okay. All right. So what I'm going to do today is I go through a brief introductions what turning in is, and then we go to the hands-on training, a step-by-step training, and then I will show you the live demo. Okay, our simple account, sample of turn-in submissions, sample of turn-in report, how lecturer can interpret the report. Okay, and I will share some tips and tricks, okay, to avoid the misconduct from the students. So if you have any questions throughout the session, okay, you can stop me at any time, or feel free to drop your questions on the chat window, and I'll be happy to answer all your questions. Okay, so a little bit about Turning In. Turning In is an educational tool that allows educators to check for the authenticity of students' work. Turning In helps you as lecturers to engage with your students to learn how to write a better paper, become a better writers, okay, to promote critical thinking, and the most important thing is to ensure academic integrity. It was started on 1996 by the company called Turning In LLC. This is a US-based software, and the founder is Dr. John Berry. Okay, Turning In is completely web-based. It works exactly just like your Facebook account. For example, in Facebook, you'll be using your personal email and password to log in. Okay, but for Turning In, you'll be using your official email and password to log in. Okay, same thing, no CD, no software. Okay, you don't have to install anything. Okay, right. Turning In consists of two tools, okay, the originality check and the grade mark. Okay, for the originality check, previously it was known as plagiarism prevention software. But as a part of Turning In rebranding strategy, renamed as originality check. Okay, the main reason is because of the wrong perception towards Turning In. Okay, because last time, whenever we talk about Turning In, people will think Turning In detect plagiarism, Turning In catch students cheating, plagiarism detector. Okay, in fact, this is not true. Okay, what Turning In does is to match your students' papers. Again, it's a collection of Turning In databases. So you as a lecturer, you have to use your own judgment to judge a result given by Turning In, whether there is plagiarism or not. Okay, so Turning In is only a tool to guide you. And the most important thing, to save your time in detecting where your students copy from. Okay, so please remember, Turning In doesn't detect any plagiarism. Okay, and then the second one is grade mark. Okay, grade mark is for online marking. So instead of using red pen to mark on hard copy, by using Turning In, you can mark online, you can put comments, you can even put voice comments to the students' paper. Okay, all right, so this is what Turning In will do. Okay, except student papers, everything has to be in a format. For example, Microsoft Word, PDF, HTML, as long as it is text document. Okay, editable documents. So students have to have their own Turning In account as a student, and students have to submit their paper by themselves. Okay, so when the paper submitted to Turning In, it will be matched against 3 types of databases, and then Turning In will check and produces what we call the originality report. Okay, so from the originality report, lecturer and students can see the similarity index. Okay, the percentage of the matching. Okay, And this is a brief idea how it works. Okay, students' paper or even your personal paper or personal articles. Okay, when submitted to Turnitin, it will be matched against a billion and billion of contents. Okay, three types of databases, and then Turnitin will give you the report. Okay, so this is the reports will looks like. Okay, on the left will be the student assignment, student's paper text, manuscript, and then on the right are all the matching sources. Okay. So box number one, it comes from the source number one and website number one. Okay. Box number two, source number two and website number. Okay. So you can see at the box number one here. The whole box is highlighted into red color, but the word just a short time period in gray color. Okay. That will be the student's original words. Okay. So when I click at the box itself, Turnitin will show up a side by side comparison. Okay. As you can see from the original websites in the space of a few minutes, but somehow these students actually change it into just a short time period. Okay. So this is how Turnitin will do the detection. Okay. So as a students, they tend to paraphrase, change the wording sequences, replace the word here and there. It still can be highlighted. Okay. So in order for students to escape any detection from turning in, they have to change as much as 50% of the total words. Okay. For example, in a paragraph of 100 words, they might have to change 50 to 60 words. Okay, in order for them to escape any potential detection from turning in. Okay. Right, and then each paper will have a very unique paper ID. Okay, the author name, date of submissions, and the word count as well. Okay, and then you can see here 94% overall similarity index. It doesn't mean that 94% plagiarism. Okay, it's 94% similar to the collection of turning in databases. Okay, so you as a lecturer, you have to use your own judgment to judge whether all the highlighted contents are plagiarism or not. Okay, so if no plagiarism, students not plagiarize, no other issues, you as a lecturer, you can exclude the sources, so that will brings down the percentage. Okay, and then lecturer students can download and print the whole report. Okay, right. So whatever that you are looking at now, we call as text only report. So in the student assignments, they might have pictures, diagrams, graph, everything will be taken out automatically because Turnitin only scan through all the text. Okay, this is the first initial report from Turnitin. Okay, but now Turnitin came out with a new interface, what we called the feedback studio. Okay, so on the feedback studio, they are showing you the original format of students paper. Okay, so if they have any pictures, diagrams, graph, everything will be shown at the original place. Okay, same thing, student assignment on the left, and then on the right you can see different tabs with different colors. Okay, so the blue tabs is for turning in grade mark, turning in online marking, and the red tabs is for turning in originality check. Okay, again, lecturer students can download and print the whole report. Okay, right. Three types of databases. The first one is a current and archive internet copy. Currently, Turnitin has 80 billion pages index. And the good thing is it's still counting. So every day, Turnitin will index a new web pages into the database. Okay, so if you find out that your students like to copy from any particular websites, you can let me know. Okay, we will ask Turnitin to index into the database for free. Okay, and then the archive copy, I'm sure without Turnitin, some of the lecturers must be using Google to check their students' paper. Okay, according to Google technology, they are showing you the information that hits internet 5 minutes ago. Okay, assume that your students do the assignments now and maybe submit 3 months or 6 months later, the information might not be in Google anymore. But for Turnitin, they will archive everything. Okay, so even your student submit 3 years, 5 years, 10 years later, it still can be highlighted. Okay, so this is to prevent copy and paste culture among the students. Okay, and then the second one, students' papers submitted to Turnitin since 1996. So whatever you as a lecturer or your students submit, everything will go to the Turnitin databases for future matching. Okay. And then the third one, make Turnitin very special, millions of publishers content. Okay, all the journal articles. The cross-check is the latest partnership that Turnitin has the largest scholarly comparison databases. Okay, from STM publishers, for example, Elsevier, IEEE, Sage, Springer, Taylor and Francis, Wiley. Turnitin also has the content partners with the leading aggregators. Okay, for example, like Cengage, EBSCOhost, Emerald, Pearson, ProQuest. So these are the list of publishers and aggregators that Turnitin has all their content in the database. Okay, the online content. Okay. Right. So in order for you to use Turnitin, there are 4 easy steps. Very simple. Okay, the first one time process only. Of course, you have to create your own user profile first. Okay, so once you got your own user profile, the role of lecturer instructor will be create a class and create an assignment. Okay, so once you have created the class and created an assignment, you have to provide your students with the class information, which is class ID and class enrollment key. That's it. Okay, so that your students can actually enroll under your class and start submit paper. Okay, so the role of lecturer will be create class and create assignment, and the role of students to submit paper. Okay, but in order for students to submit paper, they have to enroll under your class. So in order for them to enroll under your class, they will need the class information, which is class ID and enrollment key. Okay, I will cover all the steps during the hands-on session. Okay. Okay, these are the list of our clients in Malaysia. When we started on 2007, we only have 6 customers. Okay, the first two is Sunway and Monash University. Okay, they have to use Turnitin because of the training program from UK. Okay, so most of the program offered by Sunway and Monash are from UK, so they have to use Turnitin. And then the other four, the international school, the Dalan, Monkiara, Kuala Lumpur, and International School of Penang. So when my colleague visited them and asked them why they need Turnitin for kids 7, 8, or even 9 years old, so they told that the main intention of them use Turnitin is not to catch the students, but to groom the students from young. Okay, to educate the students from young. So when the students grow up to senior level, they will know what to do. They will know how to write a paper instead just copy and paste blindly. Okay, that's their main objective. Okay, and you can use Turnitin from anywhere, anytime around the world, including through your smartphone and your tablet as well, as long as you have connection to the internet. And Turnitin does support 30 foreign languages, including Bahasa, Mandarin, Arabic. Okay, so if you have any paper in any languages, you can try to submit. I'm sure there will be a detection. Okay. Right. This is a link for the guides and resources. Okay, all the online guides and resources for turning in administrator, instructor, and students. Okay, I will share this link to Puan Nur Fariza to forward to all of you. Okay, and this is a link for the videos. Okay, all the tutorial videos for turning in administrator, instructor, and students. So I will share both link to Puan Nur Fariza to forward to all of you. Okay, right. Any questions up until now? Ada soalan?
No question, no question.
Okay, no questions. How many of you already have the in account?
Okay.
Not yet.
No.
Okay. Okay, if no questions, now we go to the hands-on sessions. Okay, a step-by-step training. Okay, so okay, this is the training guides for instructors. Okay, training guides for instructors. There are 4 easy steps, very simple, straightforward. Okay, so this is what we are going to cover today. Okay, I will share the training guides for instructors to Puan Nur Fariza to forward to all of you. Okay, and then now we open the internet browser. Okay, you open the internet browser and then you go to the Turnitin website. Okay, www.turnitin.com. Okay, we are going to do a step-by-step training. Okay, right. For those of you who already have Turnitin account as instructor under UCSI, okay, it's either UCSI University or UCSI College. Okay, what you can do, okay, you just click on login button. Just click on login button here on the top right corner. Login button. Okay, you just enter your email address that registered for turning account under UCSI, okay, University or UCSI College, and then your password, and then you click login. Okay. Right. And then for those of you who already have the account as instructor, but you cannot log in or you've forgotten your password or your password expired. Okay, so what you can do, okay, you can reset your password. Okay, you can reset your password. If you think that you already have account but you cannot log in or you've forgotten your password, or you when you try to log in, it came up error password expired. So what you can do, you can reset your password. Okay, so how to reset the password? You can scroll down, okay, and then you can see here forgot your password. So you just click here link. Okay, click here link, so it brings you to the reset user password page. Okay, and then you just enter your email address that associated with an account under UCSI, University or College, and your last name. Okay, and then you click next button. All right, and then you have to answer the secret question here. You can see the secret question here. You have to answer the secret question. If you forgot your answer for the secret questions, don't worry. Okay, you just click on forgot your answer link here. Okay, click on forgot your answer link. Then the system will send a link to your email to set new password for your turning in login. Okay, to set new password for your turning in login. Okay, once you click forgot your answer, you have to check your email. Okay, but if you can answer your secret question here, okay, you can straight away set the new password for your turning in login. Okay, all right, so I can see that some of you already have turning account, some not. Okay, for those of you who don't have turning account, okay, if you are a new lecturer, you just join UCSI University or College, or you don't have turning account as instructor, so what you can do, okay, you have to get your turning account from turning in administrator. Okay, turning in administrator. Okay, so turning admin for UCSI, UCSI University, if I'm not mistaken, will be Puan, I forgot her name already. For UCSI University, Puan Khalidah, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, and then for UCS College, I can't remember. I will check for you later. Okay, so you have to contact your turn-in admin. Okay, so what you can do, you have to provide your details, your first name, your last name, and UCSI email address. Okay, provide your details to the turn-in admin. Then turn-in admin will add your email, okay, as instructor under UCSI University of College. Okay, so once the admin added you to the account, okay, once the admin added you to the account, you will receive the welcome email from Turning In. Okay, and then you just follow the step number 1 here, which is to setting up new account. Okay, so as I mentioned, For this one, this step is one-time process only. If you already have turn-in account as instructor, you don't bother the first step anymore. Okay. If you already have turn-in account, you just click login, enter your email address, password, and click login. Okay. If you cannot log in, if you've forgotten your password, or you can see the error, password expired, you can reset your password first. Set new password and log in. Okay. For new users, you have to get your account from turning in. Admin will check later. Okay. Okay. So now, you just click login. Okay, and then enter your email address and password, and then you click login. Let me check the admin for UCSI, university, and college. Okay, UCSI University admin will be Puan Khalidah Adibah. Okay, and for UCSI College, the admin will be Norli Izzati Muhammad Abu Hassan Ashari. Okay, I'm not sure whether both of them join the session. Okay, so for those of you who don't have turn-in account, okay, you can get your turn-in account from Puan Khalida or for UCSI College, and Norli Izzati for UCSI College. Sorry, for UCSI University. Okay, this one will be Izzati, Norli Izzati for UCSI College. And for UCSI University, you can get your account from Puan Khalida Adiba. Okay, I just share the email. Okay, both of them in the chat box. Okay, you can check. You can get your account from the turn in admin. All right, because I'm not the admin, so I cannot create an account for you. Okay. All right. So once you log in, okay, once you register and you log in, okay, so this page you will see. Okay, you can see the institution name. Okay, it's either UCSI University or UCSI College. Okay, so I got both lah. Okay, if you are from UCSI University, you can see the institution name UCSI University. Okay, if you're a lecturer in UCSI College, you can see your account UCSI College. Okay, and then at the top here you can see the black bar. Okay, the black bar, you can see your name will be appeared here. Okay, and then here you can see instructor. So this is instructor account, lecturer account. Okay, lecturer can become student, and students can become instructor. Okay, for turning account, instructor can become student and students can become instructor. So as a lecturer, please do not share your instructor account to your students. Okay, if your students got instructor account, if students got access for the instructor account, they can manipulate their paper by themselves. Okay. So you as a lecturer, you will have turn-in account as instructor, and students will have turn-in account as a students. Okay. Question from Su Wei Li. Why? Why what? Sorry. What is your question? Why? You want to ask something? Okay. Why students can become instructor? Okay, because for turn-in account actually, you can see here they have two role. Okay, for instructor account you will have two role lah. One is instructor and another one is students. Okay, so if students got access for the instructor account, they can manipulate their paper by themselves. Okay, because for students role, okay, students can submit paper only. Okay, students account, they cannot do anything. Okay. Okay. Any questions? Any question for the account creation? Okay, if you don't have account, we can get your account from the Tenet admin. Okay, please excuse me for 1 minute. Okay, any questions, ladies, gentlemen?
No.
All right. So if no questions, now we go to the step number 2. Okay, we go to the step number 2 here. Okay, which is to create class. Okay, all right. Um, so the creation of a class on Turnitin system is the first steps in allowing you as instructor and your students to access and use the services available at UCSI. Okay, UCSI University, UCSI College. Most instructor and students activity on Turnitin occurs within the class or classes created by you. Okay. Classes created by you as instructor. Okay, so you use the class, okay, to organize your students and organize student submissions into groups. Okay. A class and its assignments are fully available to you as instructor between the date of the class creation and the selected expiration date. Okay. So as you can see in my account here, both account, no classes have been added to this account. To add your first class, you either click here link or you click on add class button. Okay. So you click the add class button on your instructor homepage. Okay. And then you can see create a new class settings. Okay, the first one, class type. When you click on the drop down menu here, you can see two types of classes, standard class and master class. Okay, master class, it doesn't mean that for your postgraduate students. Okay, master class is not for master student, and master class is not for PhD students. Okay, you will only need to use master class when you have a group of tutor under you or teaching assistant under you. And then at the same time, you want to have the full access to each of your tutor or teaching assistant classes. Okay. For normal submissions, we use standard class. So for standard class, you will log into your own account and you will have access to your students only. Okay. You won't have access to any other people classes. Okay. Right. And then next, class name. Okay. Class name can be anything. Okay. You can put your subject name or your subject code. Okay. For example, I put here MGM 3211 marketing management. Okay. So the class name can be anything. It's up to you. You can put your subject code, your subject name, or you can put semester, or you can put year. It's up to you. Okay. Class name can be anything. And then next, enrollment key. Okay, enrollment key is the key that you have to provide to the students. Okay, in order for students to enroll under your class and start submit paper. Okay, I did mention about the class information, which is class ID and enrollment key. So enrollment key you have to set and provide to the students. So for example, you can put a subject code as enrollment key, MGM 3211. Or you can put something simple like password, ABC123. It's up to you. Okay. So you have to provide to the students with the class ID. Class ID and enrollment key. Okay. Right. Next, subject area and student level. For the subject area and the students level, so these two fields are compulsory for you to key in. Okay. So this one is compulsory for you to key in your subject area and the students level, but it doesn't affect your class or your assignments that you create. Okay. It doesn't affect your classes or your assignments that you create. Okay. This is just for turn in record purpose. Okay. Just for turn in record purpose only. Okay. So you have to choose your subject area and the students level. Okay. Just for turning in record. All right. Okay. And then next, class ended. Okay. This will be your class period. Okay. Your class period. By default, the setting is 1 year. Okay. By default, the setting is 1 year. Previously 6 months. Now 1 year by default. Okay. So if your class period longer or shorter than 1 year, you can change accordingly. Okay. You can change accordingly. You can select the end date for the class. Okay. So once the end date has passed, the class will not be accessible for submissions unless the class is reactivated. Okay. So once a class has expired, the information and assignments in the class are viewable, but no new submissions by the students or assignments by instructor may be made. Okay. But you as instructor, you are capable of extending the expired class to reactivate it. Okay. So you can choose your class end date for your class period, and then you can click submit to add the class. Okay, you can click submit button. So class information will be displayed in a pop-up window. Okay, containing the class ID and enrollment key for confirmation. Okay, so every time when you create new class, this window will pop up. Okay, we tell you that you have just created the new class. For example, I created MGM 3211 Marketing Management SEM 1 2023. Okay, with the class ID and enrollment key. Okay, enrollment key is the key that you have set just now in your class setting. And the class ID is automatically generated from Turnitin system. Okay, so each of you will have a different class ID. If let's say you create multiple classes, you will have different class IDs, even though you put the same class name. Okay, so as I mentioned, as a lecturer instructor, you have to provide your students with the class information, okay, which is class ID and enrollment key. In order for students to enroll under your class and start submit paper. Okay, without any of these, students cannot register an account. Students cannot enroll under your class, and students cannot submit paper to Turnitin. Okay, all right. You should not share your class ID and enrollment key publicly outside of UCSI, university or college. Because with the class ID and enrollment key, anyone at any institutions will be able to join your class. Okay, so we recommend creating new classes each year, ensuring that inactive students from previous years are not counted against the student limit or causing an increasing buildup of students which can impact your class performance. All right, so meaning that for the class creation, new classes should be created, for example, each semester, according to the semester or each school year, when a new group of students is in a course. Okay, and then you can click continue. So I just created the class. Okay, MGM 3211 Marketing Management SEM 1 2023. Okay, with the class ID, okay, to the left of your class name. Okay, so if you've forgotten your class ID, because you have to provide your class ID and enrollment key to your students. If you've forgotten your class ID, you can always refer to the left of your class name. Okay, if you've forgotten your enrollment key, or you would like to change your class end date. Okay, for example, this class has expired. You would like to reactivate your class. So what you can do, you can click on edit button here. Okay, the gear icon here, you can click. So it brings you to the earlier page. You can update your class. Okay, you can see your enrollment key is here. You have to provide to the students, and you can change your class end date. Okay, and then you can click submit. All right, so you as a lecturer, instructor, you can create as many classes as you want. Okay, you can create as many classes as you want. Okay, Any questions for the class creation? Ada soalan? Any questions so far, ladies, gentlemen? Okay, if no questions, we just completed step number 2, which is to create class, right? So now we go to the step number 3, which is to create assignment. Okay, so in order for you to create an assignment, you have to click on your class name. Okay, so for example, I would like to create an assignment in this class, marketing management. So I click on my class name. All right. So before you or your students can submit a paper, you first need to create an assignment. Okay, at least one assignment. Okay, if let's say you create a class, if you created a class, students enroll, but you not create any assignment, students cannot submit any paper to in. Okay, so you have to create an assignment, at least one assignment. Right, so what you can do, you just click on add assignment button here. Okay, all right, and then you can see new assignment. Okay, new assignment on the left, the first one, assignment title. So you can put assignment title, for example, thesis, research paper, chapter 1. Okay, if you have the name for your assignment title, you can put it here. Okay, this is for the assignment title. And then next, point value. Okay, it's optional, you can leave it blank. Okay, point value is meant for grade mark, it's optional, you can leave it blank. Okay, so for example, this assignment 1 carry 20 marks. So you can put the point value 20 without the percentage. Or this assignment carry 50 marks. Okay, or full mark 100 marks. So you can put the point value 50 or 100 without the percentage. Okay, so the point value is meant for grade mark for turning in online marking. Okay. Then next, you can see two options here, allow only file types and allow any file type. Okay. So for this one, okay, we recommend to the lecturers to choose the first one, allow only file types, because we use Turnitin to check for the similarity. Okay. If you choose the second one, if you choose allow any file type, okay, and if your students manipulate the file format, okay, how students manipulate, for example, if students scan the document, okay, scan document, okay, they scan the hard copy, it become image, okay, even though in PDF format. If students submit, if you choose allow any file and students submit, they can submit, but the report might be cannot be generated, or the report might be 0%, because Turnitin cannot detect for images. Okay, but if you choose the first one, allow only file types, if students manipulate the file format, if they scan the document and try to submit, they cannot submit. Okay, because Turnitin cannot accept, even though PDF, but that one is image. Okay, so it's recommended for you to choose the first one, allow and only file type. Okay, and then next, submit papers too. Okay, when you click on the drop down menu here, you can see two options. Okay, standard paper repository and no repository. Okay, so for standard paper repository, whatever you as a lecturer or your students, okay, submit paper to Turnitin. Okay, Turnitin will check for the similarity index, how many percent. Turnitin will generate the report for you, and Turnitin will keep the paper into the database for future matching. Okay. And then no repository. Whatever you or your students submit paper to Turnitin, okay, Turnitin will check for the similarity index how many percent, but Turnitin won't keep the paper into the database. Okay, so for no repository, Turnitin instructed to not store submitted documents to any repository, to the Turnitin databases. But in future, if someone take the paper and submit to Turnitin, consider original paper, original author. Okay, so normally for student submission, we always recommend to the lecturers to choose standard paper repository, because most of the time students like to copy from their seniors, copy senior paper, copy students paper from another institution, or students from UCSI college copy students from UCSI university. Okay, or in the class when they do the assignment, they are copying each other. So this is where you can trace the students paper matching. Okay, and then as a lecturer, I believe some of you might be write an articles. Okay, writing an articles to send to the publishers to publish articles. Okay, so you can use Turnitin to check your own paper, your own articles. Okay, so how to check your own paper? For personal paper checking, I suggest you, lecturer, to use quick submit. Okay, for the quick submit, very simple. You don't have to create class, you don't have to create assignment. Okay, for quick submit, you just set a few settings. Okay, only two settings actually. First, you have to choose types of databases. Okay, three different types of databases. And the most important part is submit papers to. Okay, setting for submit papers to, make sure you choose no repository. Okay, and then you can submit, you can check your own paper as many times as you want before you submit to the publishers or any conferences. Okay, please bear in mind, most of the publishers are using another tools. Okay, the sister company of Turnitin, iTenticket. Okay, so both of them, Turnitin and iTenticket, they are sharing the same databases. So if you submit your articles to the publishers, publisher will upload your articles to iTenticket to check for the similarity index. Okay, all right. Any questions on this part? No questions. Okay, if no question, and then on the right, you can see here on the right, start date and due date. Okay, so this will be your assignment period. Okay, start date, the start date is the date and time students can begin submitting to the assignment, and the due date. Okay, the due date of assignment. Okay, the date and time the students papers are due for the assignment. Okay, by default, okay, the assignment period by default the setting is 1 week. Okay, basically 7 days. So if your assignment period longer or shorter than 1 week, you can change accordingly. Okay, you can change your start date, you can change your due date, and you can change the time. This will be the time based on local time. Okay, right. And then next, post date. Okay, you can see another date is post date. Okay, post date is meant for grade mark. Okay, post date is meant for grade mark, turning in online marking. Okay, post date is the date and time students can begin viewing instructor feedback. Okay, post date is the date for you to post the marks for students to view. Okay, post the comments for students to view if you are using turning in grade mark. Okay, for example, okay, maybe you take 2 weeks or a month to mark your students' paper. Okay, and then you are using turning in grade mark to mark your students' paper. Okay, so you can extend the post date another 2 weeks or a month from the due date of assignments. Okay, so once students have submitted the assignments, assignment due, you can start doing the online marking using Turnitin grade mark. You can give comments, You can give marks to each of your students. So on the post date, your students will be able to see all the comments and marks given to the students' paper. Okay. All right. Okay. And then next, don't click submit first. Okay. Don't click submit first. You click on optional settings. Okay. This will be your assignment settings. Okay. So the assignment setting is very, very important for you to understand. Okay. The assignment setting. Okay. The first one, enter special instruction. Okay. Enter special instructions. Okay. So these settings allows you to provide instructions to students about the assignment. Okay, if you have any instruction, you can put it here. For example, please write between 100 to 200 words. Please submit before due date. Please don't copy and paste. Okay, but if you don't have any instruction, you can leave it blank. Okay, if you have special instruction, you can put it here. But if you don't have any instruction, you can leave it blank. All right. Okay, next, allow submissions after the due date. Okay, by default, the setting is no. Okay, yes or no, by default the setting is no. If you choose no, after the due date of assignment, students cannot submit paper. Okay, so if you choose no, if you set to no, students will not be able to submit paper after the due date of the assignment. Okay, if you choose yes, after the due date of assignment, students still can submit paper to turn it in. But turn it in will highlight the date with the red color. Okay. If you set to yes, students will be able to submit paper to the assignments after the due date. Okay. So these settings allows you to select whether they will allow late submissions to the assignments or not. Okay. It's up to you. And the next similarity report, generate similarity reports for submissions. Yes or no. By default, the setting is yes. Okay, so these settings allows you to choose whether similarity reports are generated for the submissions to this assignment. Okay, if you choose no, once you or your students submit paper to turn it in, no report will be generated. So no point of using turn it in without the report. Okay, right. Then next, generate similarity reports for student submissions. When you click on the drop down menu, you can see three options. Okay, three options. Okay, first option, immediately. First report is final. Okay, so if you choose these options, students can submit once to the assignments. And similarity report will be produced immediately. Okay, if you choose the first one, students can submit paper one time only. Students cannot redo and students cannot resubmit. And then the paper that your students submit to turn it in will be straight away captured into the database, which is on due date, if you choose standard paper repository. Okay. Second option, immediately can override reports until due date. Okay, before the due date of assignment, students can submit as many paper as possible. Okay, for example, students make the first submissions. Okay, students get the report 50% similarity index. Okay, 50% for the similarity index. And then students would like to redo and resubmit. Or you as a lecturer, you can monitor your students turn-in report from your instructor account. Okay, you can log into the instructor account and you can monitor your students turn-in report. Okay, and then you can see, oh, these students got 50% similarity index. And then you can engage with your students. You can call your students, you can guide your students. Hello students, please see your turn-in report. The similarity index is quite high. Please redo, reduce, do something, rephrase or whatsoever. Okay, so your students can redo and resubmit. So the second submissions will override the first submission. Okay, the latest paper that your students submit will override with the previous submissions. Okay, only the final copy of submissions will be captured into the database, which is on due date, if you choose standard paper repository. Okay. So before the due date of assignments, all the papers that your students submit to turn in will not be captured into the database yet. Okay. Only the final copy will be captured, which is on due date. Okay. So students can submit multiple times to the assignments. Okay, and receive a new similarity report every time when they resubmit. Okay, so when the students submit, they get the report. And then if your students redo and resubmit, then in override the previous submission and generate new report again and again and again until due date. Okay, for the first 3 resubmission immediately, students will get the similarity report. Okay, but after 3 resubmissions, they will need to wait within 24 hours. Okay, within 24 hours to see a new report. Okay, all right. And then third option, on due date. Before the due date of assignment, students can submit as many paper as possible, but only one report will be generated, which is on due date. Okay, so a similarity report will be generated after the due date of the assignments has passed. Okay, but only one report. Okay. All right. Any questions on this part, ladies, gentlemen? No questions? Okay. All right. Next. Sorry. Okay. Exclude bibliographic materials. Yes or no? Okay. So these settings allows you to choose. Okay. To exclude text appearing in the bibliography, work cited, or references sections, okay, of students' papers. Okay, from being checked for matches when generating similarity report. Okay, so all the appendix, all the references, list of the references can be excluded from the similarity index. Okay, and then next, exclude quoted materials. Yes or no? Open and close inverted commas. Okay, the quotation marks. Okay, so the settings allows you to choose to exclude text appearing in the quotes, okay, from being checked for matches when generating similarity reports. Okay, for this part, please bear in mind because some students are very smart. Okay, now I will share with you one of the way how students manipulate the submissions. Okay, students will using the quotation marks, hidden quotation marks. Okay, for example, in the assignment, first paragraph, students will put open, hidden open inverted commas. And then the last paragraph, students will put hidden close inverted commas. Okay, so hidden quotation marks. If you choose yes, exclude quoted materials, then in cannot detect for similarity. Okay, I will show you some sample later. Okay, and then next, exclude small sources. Okay, exclude small sources. If you choose yes, you can set. Okay, you can set source exclusion either by word count or by percentage. Okay, for example, I set by percentage. I put here 5%. So in the report given by turning in, they will show you the matching for more than 5% match. Okay, if less than 5% match, like 1%, 2, 3, 4% matching, turning in won't show it to you, and turn in won't calculate for the similarity index. Okay, same thing goes to by word count. For example, I put here 10 words. So in the report given by turning in, they will show you the matching for more than 10 words. Okay, if got less than 10 words matching, turning in won't highlight to you. Turning in won't calculate for the similarity index. Okay, but for me, I prefer to see everything. Even 1% match, I want to see, I choose no. Okay, it's up to you, whichever that you prefer. Okay, actually for these three options, these three part, right, the bibliographic materials, quoted materials and small sources. Okay, so the setting can be overridden in individual simulated reports by the students. I will show you some sample later. Okay. All right, questions from Azizan, their team. So students get to submit 3 times to get immediate simulated report. After that, they need to wait. Yes. Okay, need to wait within 24 hours lah. Actually, normally um 3, 4 or 4, 5 hours. Okay, for turn-in to generate the new report lah. After 3 resubmissions. Okay, for the first 3 submission, immediately they can get the similarity report. Okay. Okay, next. Okay, enable translated matching. Okay, enable translated matching. Okay, so when this translated matching enable, turn-in will generate a separate similarity report based on English translation of students' non-English language submission. Okay, if students doing the translation for the content, okay, doing the translation from the content, turn-in still can detect similarity for the translation. Okay, but based on English translation of students non-English language submissions. Okay, and then next, exclude assignment template. Okay, exclude assignment template. This is the new feature that Turn-in launched last year. Okay, on 2022 February, Turn-in launched new feature in the assignment setting, exclude assignment template. Okay, normally students are provided with templates which are submitted alongside the assignments. So if all students within the class submit the same template, it will influence their similarity report. Okay. So templates can be, for example, the cover page of assignments, or maybe the table of contents you can upload as template, or the plagiarism declaration. So templates can be uploaded to the assignment settings so that they can be automatically excluded from all students' similarity report in that class. Okay. So for the adding template for exclusion, we recommend entering your template for exclusion during assignment creation. Okay, during assignment creation. But if you unable to do so, you can return to the assignment settings to enter or edit your template before the first student has submitted. Okay, because once the submission has been made by the students to the assignment, templates can no longer be added or edited. Okay. Okay, this is a sample of my assignment template. Okay, so for the assignment template, I will upload the cover page of assignments, which contains the institution name, the faculty name, subject name, student's name, lecturer name, metric number, okay, as well as the plagiarism declaration. So I will upload this cover page and plagiarism declaration as assignment template. So if all my students using the same cover page, and if all my students need to submit an assignment attached together with the plagiarism declaration, okay, so it can be excluded from the similarity index. Okay, can be excluded from the similarity index. Okay, so allows you to enter a template from which to exclude matches. All right. Okay. For the templates for exclusion, okay, there are two methods. Okay, there are two methods to enter a template for exclusion. It's either you upload template. Okay, if you have the uploaded file, you can upload, or you can create custom template. Okay, if you have the file to upload, you can upload, or you can create custom template. Okay, and you can see the templates requirements here. The file size for upload must be less than 100 MB. Okay, the file types accepted. Okay, editable documents. Okay, and the template must have at least 20 words of text. Okay. All right. So this is for the exclude assignment template. You can upload or you can create. And the next search option. Okay, students paper, internet contents, and publishers content. Okay, so it's good for you to check on everything. Three types of databases. Okay, the search option settings allows you to select which Turnitin repositories student submissions will be checked against. Okay, when processing similarity report for the submission, the papers. Okay, so the similarity index percentage may decrease if a repository option is deselected. Okay, but it's good for you to check on everything lah. Okay, three types of databases. Okay, right, and then next, the rubric. Okay, this is the online grading. Okay, the for turning in grade mark. Okay, so allows you to select a rubric or the marking scheme. Okay, to use when grading to these assignments. I will cover the grade mark session later. If we have time, then I will cover the grade mark. And then next, the grammar checking. Okay, the grammar checking. Then in grammar checking, they are using e-writer technology. Okay, so when this setting is enabled, submission view within grade mark will also contain feedback marks for grammar. Okay, and if you would like to enable the grammar checking, you just choose yes, and then you select the handbook, okay, the level, and then you can select the English dictionary, and you can check for the categories. Okay, so this is for the turn-in grammar checking using e-writer technology. Okay, right, and then the last one. Okay, the last one. Would you like to save these options as your defaults for future assignments? If you tick on this, if you check on this, your next assignment, your following assignment creation, you don't have to go through the whole settings because this will become your default setting. Okay, so everything will become your default setting if you tick on this, except the exclude assignment template. Okay, the setting will not save the template exclusion setting for any following assignments. So meaning that every time when you create new assignment, if you have assignment template, you have to upload. But the rest will become your default setting and it's editable. Okay, you can edit, you can change your setting. All right, and then you can click submit button to add assignment. Okay, you can click submit button to add an assignment. Okay, so I just created the class MGM3211 Marketing Management SEM 1 2023. Okay, in this class, I created one assignment, assignment 1 with the start date, due date, and post date. Okay, so if you would like to edit your assignment settings, okay, you want to change your assignment settings, what you can do, you can click on more actions here. You can click more actions, you can edit settings. Or you can submit paper here, or you can delete this assignment. Okay, or you can click for view here. So from here you can submit paper because they have submit file button here. Okay, so this interface for the paper submission same as a student's account. Okay, lecturer, instructor, and student's account will have the same interface for the paper submission. Okay, all right, any questions for the assignment creation, assignment settings? Ada soalan? Okay, no questions. Okay, if no questions, before we move to the live demo, let's have a 5-minute breaks. Okay, let's have a 5 minute breaks. Allow me to go to the toilet first. And I will come back on 3:45. Okay, 5 minutes break, 3:45. Okay, let's continue. Okay, any questions, ladies, gentlemen? No questions? Okay, if no questions, now we go to the live demo. Okay, I'm going to show you our sample account. Okay, this is our sample account, University of Apex Knowledge. So these are the list of my class IDs and my class names. Okay, so assume that I want to have a look on my class, MGM 3211 Marketing Management, SEM 1 2021. I just click on the class name here. Okay, so in this class, I created 6 assignments. Okay, assignment 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and assignment 6. Okay, assume that I want to have a look on assignment 6. I click view. All right, so these are the list of my students' name. Okay, so all my students that enroll in this class, marketing management. Okay, and then list of the assignment title here, and the similarity index, okay, similarity score for the originality check, and then the grade for turning in grade mark, paper ID, and date of submissions. Okay, so on the second part of your assignment settings, do you allow students to submit paper after the due date? Yes or no? Okay, so if you choose yes, if you allow students to submit paper after the due date, and students submit the paper after the due date, turn in will highlight the date with the red color. Okay, so meaning that this particular student submitted the paper after the due date, so you can deduct the marks. For example, deduct 10 marks for the late submissions. Okay, all right, and then each paper will have a very unique paper ID. Okay, so the paper ID is very important because previously, in order for you to remove any paper, okay, to remove any particular paper from turning in databases, you have to provide the paper ID to the turning in admin. Okay, so for UCSI University, you have to provide the paper ID to Puan Khalida. For UCSI University College, you have to provide your paper ID to Izati in order for them to the email to turn in support and request for permanent deletion. Okay, so it will take 3 to 5 working days lah, even longer than that. Okay, but last year on April, turning in roll out new automated workflow. Okay, that will allow paper deletion requests to be fully managed by turning in account administrator. Okay, so started April last year, turning in will allow paper deletion requests to be fully managed by Puan Khalidah for UCSI University and Izati for UCSI College. Okay, so this process of paper deletion request will now become entirely self-managed inside UCSI University and College. Okay, so meaning that you can request for permanent deletion from your instructor account. Okay, so for example, okay, let's say I want to request to remove this student's paper from turning in databases. Okay, so what you can do, you can tick here. Okay, you can tick and then you can see, oh, sorry, you can see delete button here. Okay, you can see delete button here. When you click on the drop down menu, there are 2 types of deletions in turning in. Okay, 2 types of deletions in turning in: removing a paper from inbox or requesting a permanent deletion. Okay, removing paper from inbox, papers will be removed from your account, from your view, but not deleted from turning in databases. Okay, so it will still appear in similarity matches. Okay, because some lecturer thought that when they remove from inbox, It will be deleted from Turnitin. No. Okay. If you remove from inbox, you cannot trace the paper ID. You cannot request for permanent deletion. Okay. So the second type, requesting permanent deletion. Okay. Permanent deletion request only apply to papers that are submitted to the standard paper repository. If you set to standard paper repository. Okay. If the paper was not submitted to the repository, if you set to no repository, you don't have to request now because the paper is not in the Turnitin databases. Okay. Right. So for example, I would like to request, I tick here and then I click request permanent deletion. Okay. And then it will pop up a window here, permanent deletion request. You can read some of the information here. And then you can click continue. Okay. Continue button here. And then you can see the details. Okay. The details of your student submissions. And you have to select the reason why you want to remove or request to delete this student's paper from Turnitin databases. Okay. It's compulsory for you to provide a reason. Okay. So for example, maybe wrong paper submitted by the student. Okay, and then you click continue. All right. And then you review again. So once everything look correct, you confirm want to delete. Okay, want to request to proceed. You just type delete and then you click confirm. So once you click confirm, once you request, so a request will be sent to your Turnitin administrator. Okay, so Puan Khalidah for UCSI University and Nurul Izzati for UCSI College. Okay, they will then review the request and approve or reject. Okay, so if they agree the paper should be deleted, they approve. So the paper will be removed from Turnitin databases. Okay, but it's recoverable for 30 days. Okay, but if they rejected your request, if the admin reject your request, then the paper will remain in Turnitin databases. Okay, so for paper deletion, the request only can come from instructor account. Okay, only instructor account. Student account, they cannot request. Students account, they don't have these features or functions. Okay, if any students request to remove the paper from Turnitin databases, they have to request from the lecturer, meaning that they have to get an approval from the lecturer. If lecturer approve, lecturer cannot remove. Lecturer have to request to Turnitin admin using instructor account. Okay, so students cannot simply request for permanent deletion. That's why please do not share your instructor account to your students. Okay, any questions on the paper deletion here? Okay, the new feature that Turnitin launched last year, April. Okay, this year April also Turnitin will launch another new features or technology I will share later. Okay, if no question, okay, assume that I want to have a look on this student. Bian San Gejala Plagiarisma 91%. Okay, this is sample paper in Bahasa. I just click here to view the report. Okay, so this is the new interface, the latest interface, the feedback studio. Okay, see on the left will be the student assignment, student's paper text, manuscript, and then on the right, you can see different tabs with different colors. Okay, so as I mentioned, the blue tabs is for turning in grade mark. I will cover the grade mark session later if we have time. And then the red tabs is for turning in originality check. Okay, and then if you can see the purple tab here, so the purple tab is for grammar checking. If you enable the grammar checking, you can see the purple tab. Okay, and then the gray tabs is for download and submission information button. Okay, gray tab is for download and submission information button. Okay, so now I'm going to explain to you for the originality check tab first. Okay, for the red tabs first. Okay, originality check. Okay, for the originality check, you can see now got so many tabs. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 different tabs. Okay, previously only got 4 tabs. Okay, last 2 years, then add on another 1 tabs here. This one, flex for review. And recently, then add another new tabs. This one called document details. Okay, so I will explain one by one. Okay, so for the first tab, this is what we call the flex for review. Okay, flex for review. Okay, so what is flex for review? Okay, flex for review. If in notice something strange. Okay, if in notice something strange, in will flag it. Okay, in will flag it for lecturer to review. Okay, if in notice something strange, in will flag it for you to review. Okay, so what I can say for this flags for review is if students manipulate the submissions by doing these 2 methods. Okay, only these 2 methods. Okay, the first one I did mention about the hidden quotation marks. Okay, that is example for hidden text. Okay, if students manipulate by putting the hidden text, hidden quotation marks, for example, in will flag it for you to review. Okay, the second thing, replace characters. Okay, because for the characters, some characters in different alphabets can look similar enough. So if students manipulate the submissions by replace any characters, in will detect as a flag. Okay, so flag is not necessarily an indicator of a problem. However, we recommend lecturer focus your attention on the flags here for further review. Okay, so for example, like these students, Biansan gejala plagiarisme, when you look at the flags for review here, 0 flag, no flag issue. When you click here, you can see 0 flag, no hidden text, no replace characters. So no flag issue, tak ada flag. Okay, all right. Um, I will show you some sample. Okay, some sample. Okay, let's look at these students. Aisha Ahmad, symptom of plagiarism 0%. Okay, so I want to highlight here, lower similarity doesn't mean that the paper is very good. Okay, highest similarity doesn't mean that the paper is very bad. Okay, it's actually depending on how lecturer interpret the report. For example, Aisha Ahmad, symptom of plagiarism 0%. Doesn't mean that Aisha's paper is very good. Okay, so I click here to view Aisha Ahmad report. Okay, so this report from Aisha Ahmad, symptom of plagiarism. Okay, when you go through the whole paper, no similarities at all. Okay, 0%. Okay, but when you look at the flags for review here, you can see got one flag. Got one flag. So when you click here, you can see got one flag, hidden text attempts to throw off similarity detection. Okay, got one flag, got hidden text. Okay, this student Aisha Ahmad, she manipulated the submission by putting the hidden text. Okay, so what Aisha did was on each space of word, she put the hidden text. Okay, On each space of word, she put the hidden text. If you click on the hidden text here, Turnitin will show it to you. Where is the hidden text? Okay, so now I click on the hidden text here. You can see on each space of word, she put the hidden text. She put a small letter I. She just changed the font size with the smallest and change the font color with white. Okay, so it's hidden, we cannot see. Okay, on each space of word. All right. So if students manipulate the submissions by putting the hidden text or hidden quotation marks or replace characters, Turnitin cannot detect for similarity because it disturbs the algorithm reading. Okay, Turnitin cannot read. Okay, but Turnitin will detect as a flag. Okay, as I mentioned, a flag is not necessarily an indicator of a problem. But we recommend you focus your attention on the flags here for further review. For example, like the student Aisha Ahmad, when you look at the whole paper, she manipulated the whole paper, she put a hidden text for the whole paper, so we can reject, okay, because she's a big cheater. Okay, she manipulated the whole paper, okay, to throw off the similarity detection. Okay, maybe you can just reject, give 0 marks, or you can okay, Aisha, please redo, please remove hidden text or something and resubmit or whatsoever. Okay, or you can consider you ask students to redo and resubmit. Okay, this I mentioned 0% doesn't mean that the paper is very good. Lower similarity doesn't mean that the paper is very good. Okay, it depends on how you interpret the report. Okay, right. Any questions for the flags for review? Any questions, ladies, gentlemen? Okay, if no questions, okay, we go back to Bien Sun paper. Okay, right. So now we go to the second tab here, the mesh overview. When you click on the mesh overview, okay, you can see the matching sources. Okay, all the matching sources, similarity number one, it comes from the source number one, website number one. Okay, you can see on the similarity number one. Okay, the first two paragraphs turn in highlighted with the red color. But the words like penciplakan atau penghasilan utusan online 2007 Turnitin did not highlight. So that will be the student's original words. Okay. So when you click on the similarity number here, or you click on the source here, so you can see this source is from www.utusan.com.my. Rencana Arkib. Okay, this is archive articles. 31st December 2007. Okay, so when you click here, okay, you can click here full source view. Turnitin uh will show up a side by side comparison. Okay, Turnitin will show up a side by side comparison. As you can see from the original website Utusan Menciplak. Okay, these students actually change it into penciplakan. Okay, dia tukar imbuhan. Okay, menciplak, penciplakan. Okay, and then menghasilkan semula atau. Students change to atau penghasilan semula. Okay, so these students not just change the imbuhan menghasilkan to penghasilan, but students rephrase as well. Okay, menghasilkan semula atau penghasilan semula. So this is how Turnitin will do the detection. Okay, so this is how Turnitin will do the detection. Okay, all right. Any questions so far? Ladies, gentlemen, questions?
So far no.
Okay. All right. And then, okay, I did mention that turning in is not plagiarism detector. Turning in cannot detect for plagiarism. Okay. I'm going to show you an example. Okay, this is just an example for you to understand. Okay, you look at the similarity number 1, first 2 paragraph. Turn in highlighted with the red color. Okay, but you can see these students put acknowledgement here. Utusan online 2007. Okay, so this is an example. Okay, if let's say your students do the assignment, okay, and your students using the content from any sources, doesn't matter, internet content, publishers content, students paper, okay, doesn't matter. Okay, even though your students put acknowledgement, they cited properly, they put proper quotations, as long as that particular contents available in Turnitin databases, Turnitin still highlight as similarity. Okay, like B and Sun. Okay, she copied from Utusan. Even though she acknowledged from Utusan, Turnitin still highlight as similarity because this content available in Turnitin databases. Okay, so you as a lecturer, you have to use your own judgment to judge whether all the highlighted contents are plagiarism or not. Students plagiarize or not. Okay, got any issues or not? Okay, for example, like this one. Okay, students copied and she acknowledged, for example. Okay, of course, there are proper way how you can acknowledge the source, how to put the citations, how to put the proper quotation, and so on. Okay, this is just an example. Okay, students copied from Utusan, she acknowledged, but tendency highlight. Okay, if let's say, okay, this one no issue, students not plagiarize. Okay, but tendency still highlight. So you as instructor, you can exclude the source. Okay, you can exclude the source. Okay, how to exclude the source? Okay, on the source match overview here, you can click view match breakdown. Okay, view match breakdown. Sometimes there are many sources that match. Okay, you can view match breakdown if got any breakdown here. Okay, and then at the bottom you can see exclude sources button. Okay, so you can click exclude sources button. You can take the source from Utusan and then you can click exclude. Okay, so I found that okay, this highlighted content no issues. So I can tick here and click exclude. So when you exclude, so it brings down the percentage from 91% became 58%, and then it won't highlight the contents from Utusan. Okay, so you as a lecturer, you have to use your own judgment to judge your students' paper. You know your students better. Okay, you as a lecturer, you have to go through the whole paper and go through the whole sources. Okay, you cannot rely on the percentage because this percentage only showing you the similarity index. Okay, this is similarity index, not plagiarism index. Okay, because I believe some lecturer or supervisors, okay, when they get the report, turn-in report from the students, if let's say the report 50%, some lecturer or supervisors, they straight away reject the report without go through the whole paper, without go through the whole sources. Okay, because if they go through the whole paper, they go through the whole sources. Okay, lecturer or supervisors actually can help the students. Okay, if those highlighted content no issues, you can help your students to exclude the source and brings down the percentage instead of you ask students to redo, rephrase, resubmit. Okay, because actually it depending on the courses taken by the students. Okay, courses taken by the students. For example, if students take the law course, for example, If they do the assignments, they are using all the court case, they are using all the law acts or any facts that we cannot change. But as long as students acknowledge the source, as long as students cited properly, put proper quotations, even though Turn-in highlight a similarity but no issues, you can help students to exclude the source and brings down the percentage. Okay. All right. Any questions? Okay, some sharing from Tuan Azizan in the chat window. Yeah, it's correct. Okay, I agree with you, sir. All right. Any questions? Yes, correct. The conference organizers, publishers, yes, they should know. They should understand. Actually, yeah, yeah. The one I don't know what to say lah for the publishers or the conference secretariat. Yeah, because got many issues for that one. Okay. Um, what else? Okay. Okay. Another thing is okay. Now, okay. Let's look at these students again. Aisha Ahmad. Okay, and then trainer turning in Adam Chin, Josephine Mary. Okay, so all these four students. Okay, so all these four students, you can see late submissions. Okay, then highlighted with the red color, and you can see all these four students got the same assignment title, symptom of plagiarism. Okay. All students got the same assignment title, symptom of plagiarism. And actually, it's not just assignment title. Okay. All these four students submitted exactly the same content to turn it in. Okay. Submitted exactly the same content to turn it in. But when you look at the similarity score, different score. Aisha 0, Trainer turn in 49, Adam 79, Josephine 82. Okay. Trainer turn in actually original author for this paper, symptom of plagiarism, submitted to turn in got 49%. Okay. When I click to view the report, okay, from trainer turning in, okay, 49% match here. Okay. But flags for review, no issues. Okay, no hidden text, no replaced characters. Okay, so now you can see that Aisha Ahmad actually copied from trainer turning in. Okay, she copied from trainer turning in. But just because she manipulate the whole paper, okay, she manipulate the whole paper, turn in cannot trace any similarities against trainer turning in, so she got 0%. Okay, 0%. Adam Chin, same thing. He copied from trainer turning in. Okay, but he also manipulate a little bit. Okay, so he got 79%. Okay, when I click here to view the report, okay, I will share some tips and tricks. Okay, okay, when I click to view the report from Adam Chin here, okay, 79%. Okay, when you look at this one, 79%. Okay, 79% match with the student's paper submitted to iGroup, the Apex Knowledge. Okay, and then when you look at the flags here, got one flag. Okay, you click on the flag here, got one flag here. Okay, got the hidden text. When you click, you can see where is the hidden text. For this case, Adam Chin put the hidden text on each space of word on this paragraph. Okay, exactly same what Aisha did. Maybe he copied from Aisha. Okay, that's why when you look at the report, even though got flags here, turn in still highlight as similarity. Because this one, he copied from Aisha. Okay, how to know? I will share later. Okay, another thing on the second page. Okay, second page here you can see got hidden quotation marks on this paragraph. Okay, when you read this one, actually this one is not quotes, but students just put the hidden quotation marks. So when you look at the report, even though got hidden quotation marks, Turn-in still highlight as similarity. Why? Because on the main assignment setting, I set to no. Exclude quotes, no. If you choose yes to exclude quotes, if students put the hidden quotation marks, Turn-in cannot detect for similarity. Okay, for this one, you cannot see the quotation marks because it's hidden. But Turn-in won't highlight for the similarity because this paragraph got hidden text. No, the hidden quotation marks. Okay, so please bear in mind on the exclude quotes. Okay, there are many ways for students to actually uh to manipulate. Okay, so anyone interested with Chat GPT? Okay, it's famous since last year. I think November or December. Okay, this is another AI technology that students will use. Okay, this one, these students Yana Anwar plagiarism, I generate the text from Chat GPT. Okay, and submit percentage only 6%. Okay, many of the content Turn-in cannot highlight. Okay, all the content from these students from Chat GPT. Okay, for Chat GPT, don't worry because um, Turn-in and Turn-in have developed a AI writing team. Okay, Turn-in and AI writing team working closely with educators. Okay, they are rapidly innovating to address AI writing and AI generated text. Okay, all the AI technology lah. Okay, for writing. Okay, this month on 13, this year February 13, Turn-in announced AI writing detector and AI writing resource center for educators for all the lecturers. Okay, Turn-in has successfully developed an AI writing detector. Okay, but Turn-in plans to add this functionality to its core writing integrity products as early as April this year. Okay, April this year. Okay, for the current, not ready yet. Okay, not ready yet, but Turn-in with plans to add this functionality as early as April 2023 this year. Okay, next 2 months. Okay, so right now for ChatGPT, Turn-in unable to detect yet, but in future, yes. So you don't have to worry. Okay. Question on chat window. Yes. Yeah. For ChatGPT. Yes. Okay. So how do view the report of paper where written as submitted to? It will be students' paper from an institution request. Okay. I will share later. Okay. Um. Okay, for flags. Okay, and then for the match overview, you can see here 79% match with the student's paper, right? Okay, when you click on the drop down, the view match breakdown here, okay, you can see got two different source. Okay, 69% match with this one, another 10% match with this one. Okay, when you check one by one, okay, I click on the 69% first here. Okay, 69% match. When you click here, right, you can see the paper, which paper that these students, this Adam actually copied. Okay, so when you click, okay, you can see the paper. So this paper actually belongs to, I'm so slow. Okay, sorry, still loading. Okay, so when you click 69% match with this student's paper, trainer, turn it in. 69%. Okay. And then another 10%, you can see the uh, breakdown here, match breakdown. Another 10% match with this paper. When you click, you can see another 10% match with the students. Aisyah Ahmad. Okay, Aisyah Ahmad, 10%. Okay, that one I think for the those paragraph got the hidden text. Okay, 10% match. Yes, that one is different. I will explain later, Miss Kasturi. Okay, right. And then for this one, okay, if you switch to the old report, the text only report, okay, the initial report, this one at the bottom you can see text only report. Okay, this is the old report. If you switch to the old report, you can straight away see the breakdown. Okay, so you can see here 69% match with the student's paper. Okay, from this class, marketing management, SEM 1 2021, this assignment 6. Okay, this class, this assignment. Okay, 69% match with this paper ID 1746099. When you look at the paper ID, that paper ID 69% match with the student's trainer turning in 1746099. Okay, and then another 10% match with the student's paper from same class, same assignments, but different paper ID 17460066768. When you look at this class, this assignment, that paper ID belongs to Aisyah Ahmad. 17460066768. Okay. So if your students in the class, they are copying each other for the assignment, you can trace who copy who. But for turning in, who submit first, consider original. Okay, who submit first, consider original. But you as a lecturer, you know your students better, so you judge your students. Okay. All right. And then another thing is when you look at this paragraph, okay, the second paragraph, turning in did not highlight any similarities. Same thing with this paragraph. Okay, it's not, it's impossible. It's not possible. Okay, just to make sure lah, just to make sure. Is it really don't have any similarities at all? Okay, just to make sure. Um, you can actually download the original file. Okay, instructor and students can download the original file from the students. Okay, if your students submitted using Microsoft Word, Excel, PDF, any file format, you can download the original file. Okay, like this student Adam Chin, he submitted using Microsoft Word, so you can download the original file in Microsoft Word. Okay, so once you downloaded the file, okay, you open and you can go through the whole paper. So when you go through the whole paper, okay, it looks normal. Okay, looks normal. Okay, but just now we saw the flags on this paragraph, right? On the third paragraph got flag. When you highlight certain words, sentence, or paragraph, okay, let me zoom in a little bit. Okay, this paragraph, when you highlight certain words, sentence, or paragraph and change the highlights color, you can see the hidden text. Okay, you can see the hidden text. On each space of word, she put the hidden text. Small letter I, smallest font size, and change the font color with white. So we cannot see. Okay, same thing on this paragraph. Just now we saw the hidden quotation marks. When you highlight this paragraph and change the font color, you can see the quotation marks. Okay, student just put the open inverted commas, close inverted commas, and change the color with white. So it's hidden, you cannot see. Okay, all right. And then the second paragraph, just now we saw Tenin did not highlight anything. Okay, it's not possible, impossible, but just to make sure. Okay, for the second paragraph, when you download the original, this one actually image, screenshot. Okay, this is image, screenshot text. Okay, same thing with this one, also screenshot text. It's image. As mentioned, Tenin cannot detect similarity for image. Okay, Tenin only detect similarity for text. Okay, if image, screenshot text, also image, then it cannot detect. Okay, that's why when you look at the report, then it did not highlight anything for this one. Because this is image. This one also image. Okay, so if got similarities, then it cannot highlight. Okay, because it's image. Okay, from the report, you can check. Actually, from the report, you can check. Okay, I did mention must be editable document. Okay, editable document. Okay, from the report, when you look at the report, right? From the report here, if you can highlight the text, that means that editable. Okay. If you cannot highlight, meaning that this is picture or screenshot. Okay. So now I want to, I try to highlight from the first paragraph until the third paragraph. Okay. I highlight. Okay. So turn in, highlight on the first paragraph, third paragraph, sorry, here. But on the second paragraph, turning in cannot highlight because this is text for image. If image, you cannot highlight. Okay, same thing with this one. If image, you cannot highlight. Okay, so you can check lah without download the original. Okay, if you cannot highlight, meaning that is text. No, image. Screenshot text. Okay, not text. Okay. All right. And then okay, another thing is on the match overview here, you can see 9% match with the student's paper submitted to Surabaya University. Okay, back to Miss Kasturi question. Okay, you can see the screenshot from her is like this. All right. When you click, come up like this. Okay, so if matching from different institution, you cannot see the student's paper. Okay, if matching within the same institution but different lecturer account, you cannot see the student's paper. All right. So if matching within the same institution, same lecturer classes, same lecturer account, you can see like these 4 students. You can see because all the students with the same class, same lecturer account. So you can see who copy who. But if different institution, you cannot see. If within the institution but different lecturers, you also cannot see. But what you can do, you can send a request to view this paper. Okay, so you can send a request to view this paper. So the request will be sent to the original instructor. Okay, for example, like this one from Surabaya University, whether to allow me to view their student's paper or not. Okay, if they allow me to view their student's paper, the whole document, the whole paper will be sent to my email. But if they don't allow me to view their student's paper, I won't receive anything. Same thing if someone from another institution requests, or maybe for example, lecturer from UCSI University requests to view students' paper from lecturer UCSI College. Okay, so the request will be sent from UCSI University, sent to lecturer from UCSI College, whether you allow them to view your student's paper or not. Okay, so this is to protect the student's intellectual property. Okay, protect the student's paper. Okay, So to answer your questions, Miss Kasturi, if different institution or different lecturer classes, even though in same institution, within the institution, you cannot see the student's paper. But you can request, and you have to request that if you would like to see. Okay, Miss? Am I answering your question? All right. Okay, next. Tab number 3, all sources. So from here also you can exclude source because they have exclude sources button here. As I mentioned, as a lecturer, you have to go through the whole paper, you go through the whole sources. Okay. If no issues, no plagiarism, students not plagiarized, then you help students to exclude the source and brings down the percentage. Okay. And then tab number 4, filter and settings. Okay. So from here, in the student's individual report can be overridden lah the settings, the filter. Okay. As mentioned, the quoted materials, bibliography, small sources, as well as the exclude assignment template. Okay. If let's say I want to exclude sources by percentage. Okay. I want to put here 10%, for example. Okay. So when you click apply changes, so in the report given by turning in, they will show you the matching for more than 10%. Okay, if got less than 10% match, like just now we saw 9% match with the student's paper from Surabaya University, then it won't show it to you, and then it won't calculate for the similarity index here. Okay, same thing goes to by word count. For example, I put 50 words. So in the report given by turning in, they will show you the matching for more than 50 words. If less than 50 words matching, then it won't highlight to you, and then it won't calculate for the similarity index. Okay. But for this part, exclude sources by percentage, please bear in mind, this percentage is not allowable percentage or acceptable percentage. Okay, because previously I got some calls from the lecturers, got this issue. Okay, because some lecturer, they can see, oh, I can exclude by percentage. They put the allowable percentage. Okay, because most of the institution, they have set the allowable or acceptable percentage, 20%, 25, 30%. Okay, if you put the allowable percentage, if let's say 30%, and if you put on the main assignment setting, so all your student submissions, all the report might be 0%. Okay, so if you find out that your students report 0% similarity, you have to check. Okay, maybe your students manipulate the submission like Aisha. Okay, she manipulate, she got 0%. Or maybe you set the assignment settings wrongly, like Bien San. She got 0% because I set the setting wrongly. Okay, because impossible for students or even lecturer to get 0% similarity. Okay, because for turn-in, even the common words didn't still highlight as similarity. Okay, even you put acknowledgement, proper citation, quotation, then it still will highlight as similarity if got. Okay, so the small sources is more on, okay, for example, like these students, Daniel Chu textbook 11%. When you look at this report, okay, from Daniel Chu, 11%. When you look at the mesh overview, okay, so most of the mesh overview here, 1%, 1%, less than 1%. Okay, so you have to go through lah, one by one. Okay, if you find out that, okay, all the 1%, less than 1%, no issues, no plagiarism issues, not plagiarized, no other issues that you can exclude. So there are so many 1%. So instead of you exclude one by one, waste of your times, you can filter by percentage. Okay, by percentage, you put 2%. Okay, 2%. When you click apply changes, automatically for 1%, okay, less than 2%, turn-in won't show it to you. Turn-in won't calculate for the similarity index. Okay. Okay, this is for the small matches. Okay, not for allowable percentage. Okay. All right. Any questions so far? Okay. Any question? We're running out of time, but I try to finish for this part. Let me. Okay. Another thing is, okay, let's look at this student. Trainer turning in. When you look at this student's report, okay, you look at this student's report, you can see on the cover page of assignment, turn in highlighted as similarity. Okay, similarity number 5 got 4% match for the cover page. So if you upload the cover page as assignment template, so it can be excluded from the similarity index. You can go to the filter settings. You can tick for the exclude assignment template. When you click apply changes, so it brings down the percentage and it won't highlight similarities for the cover page. All right. Same thing goes to the bibliography. When you look at this student's paper, okay, list of references here, turn in highlighted with similarity. Okay, similarity number 1 for the references, 27%. This one reference. This one also reference. Number 3 also reference, got match 7%. Okay, you go through all the references. These are all the list of the references. Okay, if no issues, but turn in still highlight similarity, you can go to the filter settings. You can exclude bibliography. Okay, and then you can click apply changes. So it brings down another 20%, and turn in won't highlight list of references as similarities. Okay, so turn in will only highlight similarity for the content. Okay, I mentioned just now, higher similarities doesn't mean that the paper is very bad. Okay, it depends on how you interpret the report. Okay, like just now, these students turn in from 49, 47, now became 20. Okay, so you can help students. You go through the whole paper, go through the whole sources. If those sources, those highlighted content, no plagiarism issues, students not plagiarize, no other issues, you can help students to exclude and brings down the percentage. Okay, and then if those settings you can filter like bibliography, assignment template, you help students to filters and brings down the percentage. Okay, right, any questions? Okay, from Su Wei Li, for personal paper checking, yes, I will. Yeah, I will share later. Wait, okay, let me finish this one a little bit. Let me finish the originality check first. Okay, can. Okay, and then next, tab number 5, excluded sources. When you click, okay, you can see the list of the sources. Okay, list of the excluded sources, meaning that source from the mesh overview that you exclude will be listed here. Just in case, if you would like to restore back, you can tick any sources that you would like to restore and you just click restore. So it will restore back to the mesh overview. Okay, and then the last one, document details. Okay, for the document details, this feature is only available for certain turn-in license. For UCSI, I'm not sure whether you got this or not. Okay, so for document details, so this panel will provide insights on the file, on a file's metadata. Okay, file metadata as well as image and spelling usage. Okay, metadata is descriptive data that is contained in a file. For example, when you create a document in Microsoft Word, the document contains the date and time of its creation in its metadata. Okay. So the document details, set panel extracts useful metadata from the submitted file and presents it in an easily digestible way. For example, file information. The author name is Daniel. Okay. Let's modify by HP. But the students who submit is BN San. Okay, maybe this one you can trace, for example, like the ghost authorship or the contract cheating, meaning that they pay someone to do the assignment, something like that lah. Okay, but for this one, I'm not sure for UCSI whether this feature available or not. Later I will check with the admin. Okay, all right, and then for the grammar checking, you can check, and then for the download, very simple lah. When you click this one for the original file, digital receipt is the submission information, and the current view is for the report in PDF format. Okay. All right. Any questions, ladies, gentlemen? Okay. If no questions, okay. Now we go to how to check your own article, your own paper. Okay. How to do the personal paper checking. Okay. Personal paper checking. All right. So for personal paper checking, as I mentioned, I suggest you to use Quick Submit. Okay. So for the Quick Submit, how to use? In your account, you will have Quick Submit tab here. Okay. If you don't see any Quick Submit tab, like my account here, you have to activate the Quick Submit first. Okay. So how to activate the Quick Submit? Okay. From the black bar here, you can see User Info. Okay. User Info, you click. And then you can see user information or account settings on the right. Account settings. Okay. The this one, the third part, activate quick submit, you choose yes. Okay, activate quick submit. You choose yes to activate. Okay. And then you scroll down and click submit button. Okay, so once you activated the quick submit, you can see the quick submit tab here. Okay, so this is for personal paper checking. All right, and then you just click on quick submit tab. Okay, and then, okay, for example, I choose this one. Okay, quick submit tab, you click, and then you can see submit button here. You just click on submit button. Okay, as mentioned, for quick submit, you don't have to create class, you don't have to create an assignment, you don't have to enroll as a student to submit your paper. Okay, so once you click submit, you have to customize your search. Only 2 settings. Okay, types of databases. And the most important part is submit papers to. Setting submit papers to, make sure you choose no repository. Okay, this part, make sure you choose no repository for your own paper checking. Okay, and then just click submit button. And then you can just submit your own paper, your own article. As mentioned, the way how to submit paper, same as a student. Instructor account, same with the student's account. Okay, so for example, you put the first name, your last name, submission title. Okay, and then if single file upload, okay, the requirements, same lah. The file size must be less than 100 MB. Okay, number of pages, maximum like 100. Okay, and the file types, acceptable, editable document. Okay, Microsoft Word, Excel, PowerPoint, PDF, HTML, plain text. Okay, as mentioned, if scan document, it's image. Even though in PDF, then it cannot detect for similarity. Screenshot text, also then it cannot detect. PDF encrypted with password, also then it cannot detect. Okay, if students using Microsoft Word, Excel, PowerPoint, they convert to PDF, they save as PDF, that one, yes, then it can detect. All right, and then you can choose the file from computer, Dropbox, or Google Drive. For example, I choose from computer. Okay, so choose the file. and then click upload. Okay. So once you upload the file, you can preview your paper here. And then on the left, you can see the details. The author name, assignment title, submission, file name, size, page count, word count, character count, same as a student's lah. Okay. And then once you confirm to submit your paper, just click on confirm button. So when the submission is completed, you can see the submission date and time. And also the submission ID. Submission ID is the paper ID. Okay. And then you can click go to assignment inbox and you can check your report here. Okay. If let's say for quick submit, you accidentally set to standard paper repository, how? You can request to delete lah. Just tick here and then you can request permanent deletion if accidentally you set to standard paper repository. Okay. All right. Any questions, ladies, gentlemen? Okay. We're running out of time, so we don't have time to cover for the grade mark. Maybe I will share the videos. And then for the students part also, I will share the videos, all the tutorial videos. Okay. And then on your account, you can see the black bar here, right? And then you can see the help button. When you click on the help button, okay, and then you click on Turn-in website. So all the guides and resources for Turn-in admin, instructor, and students will be here lah. Okay, so you can play around with it. If you have any problems, any issues on Turn-in, you can refer to the help center here, or you can contact your Turn-in admin lah. Okay, as mentioned, for UCSI University, Turn-in admin will be Miss Khalida, and then for UCSI College, Nurul Izzati. Nurul Izzati. Okay, you can contact them or you can contact me directly. I will provide you my contact details. Okay. All right. Any questions, ladies, gentlemen? Okay. If no questions, okay. Before we end our sessions, okay, I need your helps to fill out the feedback form here. Okay, you can scan the QR code or you can click on the link. I will share the link on the chat window. Okay, feel free to helps me to fill out the feedback form. Okay, just a simple questions. If you have any ideas or suggestions for me to improve in future, okay, feel free to put your remark. Okay, and then this will be my contact details lah. Okay, if you have any issues um on Turn-in, you can refer to the help center or you can contact your Turn-in admin from the library or you can contact me directly. Okay. All right. So if no questions, thank you so much for your kind attention. Have a good day. Happy using Turn-in. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Have a good weekend. And I will share the recorded sessions to the library to forward to all of the participants today. All right. Thank you.
Thank